very disheartening that the knowledge consumers, the students that come out of universities and all other levels, are not employable. A teacher, an experienced teacher, must be the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Education. That teacher will be concerned to have the experience of what other teachers go through, of what he or she has gone through.
Welcome, our dear viewers, to Teachers TV Africa, and I'm Teacher Peter Okware, and it's a pleasure having you again on the Teacher Talk. And today we are having a special guest who is going to introduce himself. But before he introduces himself, let me give you a background about Teachers TV Africa. The main objective of Teachers TV Africa is to inform and transform lives. And we can do that if we don't get ideas or opinions from people who matter. And today we shall be doing this at the same time as you are playing our chess, as you can see. Now, kindly introduce yourself before we dive into the topic.
My name is Chigong Robert. Chigong Robert serves as the Secretary General of the Uganda Youth Coalition for SDGs, which is mandated to localize and implement the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations by the year 2030.
Thank you.
Under the National SDG Secretariat, which is an auspice of civil societies, private sector players like TEEN, the Teachers Development Center, led by the famous teacher here. So our duty is actually to support whoever is contributing to the SDGs. That's our work. Teacher here is contributing to SDG 4, which he didn't actually know. So that's, that's providing access to quality and equitable education for all. What's the word for all?
For all.
Yes, because for us we believe in leaving no one behind. And what brings me here is the partnership, that is SDG 17, that we must work together to achieve these objectives, the 17 goals, that will transform our own lives, not the lives of anybody else, but our own lives and the lives of our dependents, and also the lives of the knowledge consumers, whom you call students.
Okay.
But that can only be done by the knowledge producers, who are the teachers like you.
Teacher Peter.
Teacher Peter.
Main objective, we are going to be looking at how can we improve education. How can we improve education through the SDGs? Are we together? And my first question will be, who is Robert? In just 1 minute, who is Robert?
Robert,
yes,
in brief, is a sustainable development catalyst who is working social, economic transformation of communities or societies. So my duty is actually to help other people grow, but as I also improve. And also we have a major target of eradicating poverty in all forms. Without education, we cannot eradicate poverty.
Wow.
And this is an indictment that I have, me and you, to eradicate poverty through education. And not just education, innovative education. So we should move away from
just
the conventional education that we are used to, but we transform to innovative education.
Okay, thank you very much. And for information, is a well-traveled man with a lot of experience. And Robert, I would like to pose a question. Everyone today is talking about SDGs, 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 SDGs. I've seen so many conferences, but I would like you to tell us, what are SDGs? Like, what does the word stand for? Just in a sentence, what is SDG?
SDG means Sustainable Development Goals. They address the issues across the spectrum that affect us as human beings. They are classified into 5. We have the People SDGs, Planet SDGs, Partnership SDGs, Peace SDGs, and Prosperity SDGs. What we are doing today.
I'll talk about that SDG because I'm coming. That's a question that I'd like to pose to all our viewers. Now we are in education, and I believe so many teachers are watching this program. So many school directors and parents are watching the program. Do you understand where does the SDG of education belong? Which number are we? And kind of drop the comment in the comment section below. Where do we belong? Which SDG? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 17. Where do we belong? So, and according to you, where does education belong?
Education belongs to SDG 4. That's quality, access to quality and equitable education for all, not for a few.
For all.
Not for only those international schools,
Okay.
but for all.
Okay.
Yes.
Now a question, like, do we the teachers, do most teachers understand the meaning of SDG 4? Are we people done enough to say that we the teachers or people in the education, we understand it, or we have plans, or now people will get to?
Not all teachers do understand this, but a few do understand. How do you understand SDGs? Is by implementing what you are doing, the work you do, the services you are providing to the children of this country, to the children of Africa. That you are already implementing that SDG, and you are actually localizing it by doing it in your community. Okay. You could have gone to USA where you went for your yearly program, but you chose to come back here and do it here. Yeah. You've just come back from South Africa. You didn't stay there to teach the children of South Africa. You came here and you are improving lives of teachers here, providing human capital development to the teachers, providing knowledge to the consumers who are the students. So you're already localizing and implementing SDG 4. So you are doing wonderful. Let me appreciate you for that.
Thank you. Bless the Lord. Thank you very much.
For implementing SDG 4. Yes.
And I also thank the US government for always investing in me and all the people who are doing the great job in saying that we transform Africa. Yes, my next question is, what is the role of teachers in implementing or in helping us achieve SDG 4?
Two, I want all of us viewers, you who is viewing me, who is viewing this live talk show, is that teachers are knowledge producers, and their cardinal duty is to provide generic skills and life skills to the children or to the students. So that's the only way how to achieve the sustainable development goals, which are geared towards improving our own lives and lives of people in our society. That, for us, we call them people on planet. So teachers have a cardinal duty to provide generic skills and life skills. Generic skills include critical thinking and problem solving. They include mathematical way of addressing issues that affect us. ICT proficiency. We know that ICT is a key factor in the 21st century. So teachers have a duty to provide ICT services to the students from the lower learning stages. Because without ICT recently, you can't do anything. Every work. I believe you are also using some ICT skills. So teachers must provide.
We are being recorded by ICT.
So it's part of the generic skills and life skills that will enable them to survive during work or to implement when they are doing their work. That includes teaching and then work. I wanted to elaborate about generic skills. They help students to be more competent, to be employable, because it shouldn't only be about teaching, but the person you've taught, is he employable? So that's what we are looking at by. So teachers must provide generic skills, but you should help them to be aware of generic skills, to be more competent, to provide generic skills, and then life skills. Life skills also help you to adapt to life and changes in society, especially in the 21st century, because the challenges we have in the 21st century are different from the challenges of the 20th century. So we must have these. I'm very grateful to UNICEF that it provided what we call the Life Skills Toolkit, which was launched by the Ministry of Education recently, but it has not been able to be. It has not been shared. So it's something also that we can pattern with, that we provide what we call the Life Skills Toolkit that the Teachers Development Center can be able to give to the teachers. And also how to, generic skills also help us to improve on communicating. Communication is very key. Because as you are at school, as you are at work, your communication with other people is very, very important and very, very key. So it's one of the benefits of generic skills. Yes. But also critical thinking is very key.
Thank you very much. Now, members, I strongly believe now you can differentiate between the life the hands-on skills or the life skills and the generic skills. So there's a big difference, and in most cases, if we are teaching, we should put a lot of emphasis. If we are to become competitive worldwide, we should put a lot of emphasis on the generic skills. Now, based on that, members, as we are still continuing with our questions with Robert, Robert, tell us a brief, or what is the importance, what is the role of career guidance in schools, and is it still there? Just in a few words, like according to you, is career guidance important, and is it still in schools?
Career guidance is lacking in schools. One, I'm a product of misguided career guidance.
Wow.
Because I've studied a lot of things that are scattered.
What do you mean?
But it's because I like career guidance. I've only been able to streamline from experience.
You are a product, a moment. You have said it's a product of misguided career guidance.
Or lack of career guidance.
Lack of career guidance.
When I was growing up, I thought I was going to be a priest. I grew up in the Catholic Church, so I was an altar boy for many years. So I ended up in a seminary. So going to the seminary, I thought I was going to be a priest. That's also a career. Priesthood is a career because you live with it for the rest of your life. And you can even earn from it. So I went to Kisubi. When I left Kisubi, now that path of priesthood was gone. But my mind, part of my mind was stuck in me. Should I still go back? Do I belong there or I belong somewhere else? So at the university, I ended up, my first point of entrance was actually ICT. Because ICT was the thing by the time. That's around 2008. It was the thing by the time. If you don't do ICT, it was on everybody's lips. So I went with the crowd. It also reminds me when I went for a postgraduate at UMY in monitoring and evaluation, because postgraduate was on everybody's, it was the thing. But I also identified a job somewhere, so I went for that. So I'm a product of misguided career guidance. But because I'm a product, I've been also at the forefront of providing career guidance as a result of misguided career guidance.
Because it took a lot of your time making a lot of mistakes.
Let me tell you, if you don't concentrate on career guidance, experience, your education may not be helpful, but you end up concentrating on experience. And then experience is more expensive than education. You end up in a business which will crash. You end up wasting your time. Time is a resource. Wasting your time on something that is not actually going to make you able to progress or produce results. So experience becomes too expensive for you than even the cost that you spent on education. So you can learn through experience, which is very, very costly. So as a product, I've been able actually to organize career guidance with colleagues. I've also been able to associate with institutions that provide career guidance, like the National Security Fund, NSSF. They are providing career guidance in universities, which also we've discussed that it should be sustainable, because it's not sustainable. It's more of an event. We are moving away from just having an event, but we are looking at instilling social entrepreneurship in these knowledge consumers. If someone has studied, what can he be able to do?
Okay.
And that's the challenge that we have. We've gone to school, you reach at work, you can't do anything. And this is very, very painful. It's something that me and you and the viewer that we should work upon.
We are not competitive. And people, basically today, people go to school to study, not to get, to become solution providers, but they just go to school to get qualification that can enable them get jobs. Right?
Very right. As
yeah. Okay, I'll take this. Today most of us talk about career guidance and also motivating teachers, because they are the powerhouse of information. But how best can we instill these values of career guidance in the teachers so that they cannot just focus on performance? And how best can we motivate them to do it with one heart? According to you, how best can we motivate teachers?
One, we must create incentives for teachers. We must also eliminate salary discrimination. There has been a debate that actually led to strikes of UNATU association, the discrimination between the arts teachers and science teachers. This alone demotivates the teachers of arts. I strongly believe all teachers are equal. When you study education, there's nothing like you don't apply for bachelors of education in science. It's bachelors of what? Education. You just specialize on your way. But there is nothing like so. Science discrimination alone discourages teachers. So how do we address that? Is by paying teachers the same cost and also providing incentives. Incentives will mean housing facilities for teachers. They must be in place so that a teacher is not worried of rent. We must also make teachers a priority in our national budget through providing enough resources or a special vote for teachers. You may find out that the vote that is supposed to pay teachers is tagged to something else, to other activities. And also streamlining. It all comes back to policies and the implementers of policies. So do we have strong policies that address or protect teachers? Do we have a Teachers Act in place?
Operational
Teachers Act?
we don't have it.
So we need a Teachers Act that actually address all these concerns, because without a policy, without laws, you can't implement anything. You may come here and talk, but without policies, we can't do anything. So those policies will lead us to the implementation. Implementation will lead to.
But now, just as these days, we have a teacher policy, which is coming up, a list which was launched.
Are teachers involved? Are they part of the stakeholders in discussing this teacher policy? Have they collected your views? Have they collected your interest? You as teachers, were you at the center stage of formulating this policy? These are the key issues that must be discussed. So teachers must be at the forefront of discussing their own issues.
Now,
there's nothing for you without you.
Now, how can the teachers be at the forefront if majorly programs that are organized for the teachers, they are not participating? Like in most cases, you find that conferences, you rarely find a teacher. There are so many conferences, so many symposiums, so many seminars that have been organized, basically when it comes to those things, and you never find teachers being involved, but maybe people from other sectors of other spheres of life are the ones who are talking on behalf of the teachers. So how best can also that be addressed? Because it can't be for them if they are not involved.
First and foremost, I call upon because we have structures in this country that have a social contract with the citizens of Uganda, and these citizens also include the teachers, to provide a straight and a proper framework that is prioritizing teachers in all levels, from lower education to higher education. These conferences, teachers must be given a forefront. They have their associations. Their associations must be engaged meaningfully. There is engaging you and not engaging you meaningfully.
There is engaging you as a participant.
As a participant, but not
as
not
a contributor.
As even an observer.
As an observer.
Not just as a stakeholder. So teachers must be stakeholders in their own. And then
I think now we should even change the word stakeholder and say teachers or any person who has to be involved in anything, instead of just being a stakeholder, they should be stakeowners.
Stakeowners.
Yes.
And this also calls for, because everything starts with people. Every institution, its greatest resource are people, the human resource. So the Ministry of Education and Education Service Commission must recruit experienced teachers in technical positions. A teacher, an experienced teacher, must be the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Education. That teacher will be concerned to have the experience of what other teachers go through, of what he or she has gone through. And therefore, he will bring closer the teachers. Once you have the structures, the administrative structures of Education Service Commission, Ministry of Education, when teachers are the ones occupying those positions, these teachers will automatically take care of the teacher priorities.
People forget when they reach in place positions.
One thing in life, we shouldn't lose hope. We shouldn't lose trust in people. because at the end of the day, we work with people. Whatever we want to do is for the people, by the people. So we should trust them and also equip them with the necessary skills and the knowledge and any other resource that they need to be able to deliver what we want or what we task them to do. So that's how best we can. Once we the problem is structure. If you don't solve the structural question, when you have an agriculturalist as a teacher, when you have a lawyer as a teacher, trust me, this lawyer wouldn't understand the issues of the teachers. It should be teachers. We have well-educated teachers, well-experienced teachers with a lot of expertise and knowledge. They should be in the administrative structures of the government, of CSOs, to implement what teachers want. So I want to see a podium discussing teacher issues with the teachers. I want to see leaders of teacher organizations on the front line. I want to see Teacher Peter on the front line. And in the headlines, rightly demanding for your role to improve your services.
Improve my services at my department.
Yes.
Wow, amazing. Now, according to you, Robert, I would like you to share with us, as we're about to wind up this discussion, what is, like, according to you, who is that teacher whom you will never forget in your life? And what did they do in your life?
That teacher is now the Vicar General of Kampala. He's called Father Kasibante. He was my rector in Kisubi Seminary. We had a lot of run-ins with him.
Okay.
But as a rector, he was also my Latin teacher and my English teacher. And also, there is another teacher called Father John Mary. Those who went to Kisubi, they know Father John Mary very well. He's the same person who taught Barry Francis, the Jesse Muyingos, the English we speak. It's Father John Mary, who is now the late, and then also Monsignor Kasibante. But also we had a prominent teacher, Fajil Mande, wherever you are. I hope this can reach you. Fajil Mande, we acknowledge your contribution as a teacher. And then also Bukenya. You remember we used to call our UNEB exams Bukenya?
Kenya, yeah.
So Bukenya is the result of one of the teachers who was employed in a teacher position.
Wow.
So he understood the issues teachers were facing. So he was able to deliver. Unlike now, there are many gaps that actually have to address. And by the way, if we don't take responsibility to fill these gaps or to discuss them, I think we shall be doing a disservice, not just to chess, but to the country.
Okay, as I'm taking the game home, as you can see, in your final word, thank you very much for at least giving credit and distinction to those teachers. What do you see Uganda if we implement the lower secondary curriculum or the competence-based curriculum? Just a few words as we conclude.
I see the implementation of what we call innovative education. Because innovative education will give us knowledge consumers who are employable. It's very disheartening that the knowledge consumers, the students that come out of universities and all other levels, are not employable. And also the national curriculum offers an opportunity. There are many students who drop out of school from senior 4 who don't even sit senior 4. So they will be able to go with something new. Somebody will be able to start a soft skill or a hard skill, a carpentry, a tailoring somewhere else. You'll be able to start an urban farm. You'll be able to start something maybe in agriculture to sustain his life. Ugandans naturally, or Africans, we have our own way of surviving, those survival instincts. So it's actually addressing those survival instincts. How do you scale them up? How do people within their survival mechanism, how do you help them to survive in life? So someone by S3 who has dropped out from S3 will be able to do something that will improve their survival life, their survival
skills.
and skills. So the lower curriculums provides that opportunity. And also we have many other opportunities that you need to know about. We have the Upshift. Upshift provides what we call social entrepreneurship to the knowledge consumers, whom you call the students. We also have the life skills toolkit that we must give to the students, but we must first give it to the teachers. Teachers need what we call Upshift and Upshift training. I received an Upshift training from UNICEF, and trust me, my level of reasoning is a bit better than those who have not received Upshift. I received what we call life skills, which is a cardinal duty and a cardinal indictment of teachers is to provide generic skills and life skills.
Okay. How can teachers attain or receive the Upshift skill or training? What should the teacher do?
For now, it's at a policy level. UNICEF is providing the Upshift training. I think I call upon UNICEF to provide this training to the teachers. Come and work with teachers that have come out, like Teacher Peter, and provide him with Upshift training. He will be able to provide it to others. He will be a trainer of trainers. Equip him with the life skills toolkit. You'll be able to equip other teachers with the life skills toolkit. The teachers will also transfer this knowledge
to the learners,
to the consumers.
Okay.
I prefer to call them consumers. They are consuming the knowledge, you are producing the knowledge.
Amazing.
But innovative education is the way to go to achieve sustainable development goal 4 and all the 17 goals.
Amazing, amazing. It has
Thank
been
you so much for inviting me, Teacher Peter. It's an honor and a privilege.
Members, today we have been at the Teachers Development Center on the Sabala Road, just after Shell Kazi. Don't forget to pay us a visit if you would like to come here. And we have learned about Upshift, innovative education, and at the end of the day, we should be the solutions we want. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and always follow Teachers TV Africa.